That's frustrating to me because it's like I can't control it. I would say I'm kind of a control freak, which I've had to learn to kind of let go of things in this.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Beauty in You podcast. I am super excited for this episode today. We're definitely going to dive in the healing process and the positive side of the healing process. We don't always talk about that. We sometimes focus on the negative, but we're going to switch it around a little bit. Our guest today is amazing. I've known her for quite a while. I call us Instagram sisters. And of course, all my Instagram sisters live on the other side of the U.S., but it is all good. We will connect in person one day. So welcome to the Beauty in You podcast, Mama. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here. I truly, truly appreciate you.
I'm so happy to be here. Like you said, we've known each other for, I want to say like 5, 6-ish years, probably.
Yeah.
Like when we first joined Carla's groups, that was years ago. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's been so cool just having you on my sideline through everything, like all the things I've done.
Absolutely. So before we dive into all the things, because we're going to get into it today, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody.
Sure. So my name is Brea Menees, and I spell it Brea, but I always tell people it's Brie like the cheese because people often say Brea or, Brea or something like that. So it's Brie. I have a personal handle, only one B or only one Brie, because there's only one of us. So I really took that as like ownership, because we're only, true to ourselves. No one else can duplicate us. So I really hold true into that. I live in Redondo Beach, California, across the country. Literally, like I think opposite like this.
Yeah, seriously.
I hope to meet you one day. I hope to come visit you in your space and hopefully have you in mine. I live in a vacation land, honestly. I couldn't be happier right now. What else? I was a collegiate athlete. I played D1 volleyball at Sacramento State. I graduated there with my fashion degree, which is how I kind of rolled up into social media during the pandemic, really looking for a creative outlet. Started an online clothing business, and that is how I kind of fell and friendship with Chiquita here, and joined a social media course just off the whim because I was like, I need to know Instagram if I'm going to run this business. And here I am 5 years later, and I feel like I accomplished a lot. Not just opening up a clothing store, but just learning so many new skills, building a website, ins and out of businesses, getting an LLC, licenses to sell, all the fees that you don't really account for.
No one tells us about those.
Everything has a fee, a subscription. Every single thing you do has a subscription, just like in life. Same with business. Lots of just self-taught skills that I wouldn't have had if I didn't take that leap into entrepreneurship. So I'm truly grateful. Let's see, I've been in LA for 11 years now, and really where my heart is. Hasn't always been a smooth journey, I'll say, but life never is. But I'm happy. I'm definitely happy where I'm at. So
you look happy. You do.
Much better than probably 13 months ago.
That's all right. That is all right.
Yes.
I have definitely enjoyed watching you through your entrepreneurship journey, now your fitness journey, all the journeys. Clothing, yes, I have a couple pieces in the house from you. I really enjoyed that part of who you are. I've watched you, even though 13 months, yes, but I've still watched you keep going, and I'm proud of you.
Yes.
I really, really am. I'm really proud of you.
Proud of myself.
Yeah, as you should be. As you should be. Like I said, I've watched you over the last 5 years. And so we're definitely in a different space now as far as your journey when we first met to what brings us here today. So kind of walk me through where you are in your healing and rediscovery journey.
Yes. Okay. Let me take a deep breath. Healing is a process.
You're fine.
And it's not, it's not lateral. It's definitely like this. And for the last 4 months, it's been this up. And it took me a while to get to, I think, a consistent up. Ooh. I also haven't cried in like months. So here we are.
It's okay.
It's part of healing, crying.
Yes,
it's okay.
That part is
it's
hard.
Okay. It's a release. It's a release, right? Like I was talking to someone before I got on. I was like, okay, this is going to be emotional because I don't talk about this out loud. I don't talk, I tell people what to do all the time, but for yourself, it's hard to like take your own advice. Because they were like, this isn't the positive you that I know. And I'm like, I know I have insecurities.
We all do, though. We all have insecurities. The healing journey it's not easy. And it's definitely a circle or a line, whichever way. It's definitely a roller coaster. And so the tears are part of it. The tears was hard for me because I don't cry. I cry now. But then I was like, I don't cry. So someone who absolutely understands your place, your position, and what you're going through is this chick right here. So, I know.
So, yes. So through this journey, right. So I had this clothing business, which is really where my heart beats. Like I loved it. Like that was my passion. That was probably the hardest thing I did in my life. Like not even the business part, but I think marketing myself. And I was, the business. And so that was hard. And I was like, at the end, when I was going through my life changes and what was happening, I had to make a quick decision to close that. And during that time, it wasn't just, closing my heartbeat, but my whole life. Like literally, I was just walking away. And so I think my journey of healing started 2 years into my business when I decided to go full time with it because I was still working a full-time job when I started the online business. And then a year into that, I was like, okay, I think I can quit my full-time job and transition into doing this full-time if this is like really going to work. Because it is a lot of work. It's a lot of content. Like I had a lot of pieces that you have to constantly be on unless no one sees them. Yep. So, that was a constant like 24-hour job. Like I was constantly on, constantly posting all the things. And so I was drained as well, not just from the business, but what was happening in my personal life too. And I was kind of living like this double life. Like I was in my business happily, like running this through all the pain I was dealing with, like in my home life, and trying to just find an outlet, I think, through my business. And no one could see that through, the screen of like what was actually going on behind the scenes. And it's funny how social media can do that.
Yeah. The pretty squares, Yeah,
the pretty squares. And so, I think when I had to close up those chapters together, the healing started before that, obviously, because I had to be in a somewhat stable state. Not that I really was, but strong enough person to say I'm walking away from my entire life to restart. Yeah. Like that healing started, probably a year or 2 years before when I was talking to you about it.
Yeah.
Trying to make it work. Trying to understand what was going on,
Yeah.
as a young person that, married someone that I thought was the person.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from that, like lots of questions I didn't ask.
It's like, oh, that's what that means. Okay.
Right? Like, oh.
All right. I
I
get it.
feel bad for the next person because like they're
No.
gonna get
Oh,
hammered.
no. Don't feel bad for them. Listen, this is who you need to be.
They
Now,
gotta be like ready to, they gotta
listen,
just know like you're gonna get drilled. And if you can't answer these questions, like
you
I'm
gotta
sorry,
go. It's a great place
'cause
to
I
be.
will not repeat for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to bring up the part where you said, like living a double life. And I feel you on that because I was living a double life, but not so much in the social media part because for my social media, that was my healing. So that's when I started going to therapy, sharing a picture of my family, sharing my therapy lessons. And that's where the Chi Quita Mack started. But before that, it was living a double life where everything that was happening in my life was intertwined with the military, right? And so I still had to go to work every single day. And I had to walk in there with my head up high, like nothing was bothering me while I'm having people call me in the office. Did you do X, Y, and Z? We received this complaint. People trying to tear down my character, preventing me from promotions, walking around like this ish does not bother me. And I was broken on the inside. And I had to stay there. I mean, I can't just say, I don't want to work here anymore and just write myself orders and leave. I had to stick that out. And so, yes, living a life where I'm walking in front of these people, walking past people, hearing people whisper, hearing people talk about what they think they know, acting unfazed, and then going in my car crying because I'm like, this is some bull that I have to even do this when I didn't do anything wrong. That part. I did not do anything wrong. And that took me a little bit to get to understand, like, wait a minute, this is y'all's stuff and it's spilling onto me. And so, yeah, living that double life, it's so difficult. No one understands. And for my position, even trying to find support to talk to people about what I'm going through, they're like, girl, people always going through that. You ain't nobody special. That's kind of, and I'm like, no, this is not, this will not be my normal. So this is where we are. And so my healing process took time of us being apart for me to heal versus being around each other. Like I needed that space. But yes, living a double life, girl, yeah, understood.
I think me too in person, right? Like no one really knew what was going on. A few people, like minimally you, not to the full detail, but you knew something was happening.
Yeah.
Some people in my day-to-day life knew, but like, it was hard because the closest people to me, like my mom didn't really know. Like you can't always just tell your mom everything, right? Because they want to protect you. Of course, always. But sometimes it's like it's hard because it's like you've got to try to figure this out if it's going to work or if it's not. Whatever it is, a job, a relationship, a friendship, whatever, right? Like anything. You can't always just call that person that you always rely on because they want to protect you always. They're going to have like a jaded opinion. So, I tried everything that I could. It took me 2 years to understand that, someone else's trauma was being projected onto me, and I was starting to believe it. And I was starting to really like, I mean, I was really at a low place. Like, let's just be real. Like, I was pretty ill. I was losing a lot of weight. I had so much, I've gained so much anxiety. And hence why I work out like a freak. People probably think I work out so much, but like it's the only thing that I can get it to release out of my body. Like it really is. It's like the only thing that I can push myself hard to. Like, I'm an athlete, so it's really hard for me to be exerted, right? Like nothing, unless I'm like doing something super competitive, like it's not hard. I'm just like, oh, like, So it's like, I gained this anxiety I never had. And that's frustrating to me because it's like I can't control it. I would say I'm kind of a control freak, which I've had to learn to kind of let go of things in this process because I couldn't control that person and what they experienced and whether or not they were going to heal from it or not. The only thing I could control was myself and what I wanted to do moving forward with my life. I'm 35. Like, I didn't want to live the rest of my life like that. Like, walking on eggshells all the time, like not knowing what this person's mood was going to be that day in the morning or at night. Like, there was just a lot of uncertainty, right? Like, I didn't know, and a lot of other things happening, and I just had to make that decision. Like, I wasn't going to be there anymore. Like, no. And I also like didn't want to leave that situation with really ill feelings, if you will. Like, we're cordial. Whatever happened. I've matured through the situation to understand that this was not me. And all I can do is pray for that person to heal themselves and move on. And that's it. Like, I don't need to be foul about it. I don't need to go air our dirty laundry or anything like that. I just pray for that person and positively heal and try to help other people know that, you don't have to stay. Even if there's not trauma, even if nothing bad has happened, maybe the relationship's just not working. You're just not happy. It's okay to say, I want to walk away from this situation, but let's do this maturely. Like, we don't need to butt heads. We don't need to fight. Yeah, there's going to be feelings and emotions, of course, always. But the end of the day, sometimes like people just need different, and I think people also mature and evolve and grow in different ways. And some couples can last through that and some can't. Some people want this person to level up with them, and some people are cool with them just being who they are, but conversation in that is very important.
That part.
And that's something I didn't have early on in my relationship. I didn't ask any of the important questions. Like,
what do you want to do?
Lesson learned. Number one,
We will
definitely
communicate.
ask questions. Figure out what you want.
I think that has been a big game changer, is that communication, because in the beginning of everything, I lost my voice and I allowed everyone else to tell my story for me. And I just lost myself in the whole situation. But once I started going to therapy, and my therapist really pushed me hard on, no, who is Chiquita? Like, who are you? What do you want out of the situation? What will make you stay? What are the things? Really finding my voice, that was the game changer for me. Finding my voice, speaking my truth, saying what I want, setting those boundaries, understanding that I am in control of my happiness and my peace, and then communicate that. And you do what you want, but this is kind of where I'm at with that. All those things are, I could say, the positive that came out of my Lifetime movie, because it will be a Lifetime movie one day probably. But I can say that came out of this. The Chi Quita Mack came out of it. This podcast came out of it. My book came out of it. Like, there's so many positive things that came from that, but I had to learn my voice and that I'm in control and I decide what's what. You're right. People can make you feel bad or kind of make you want to stay in certain situations because you've been there for so long, but definitely by choice. But X, Y, and Z has to be met prior to. It has to be a two-way show. You have to show that you're working hard and you're putting in an effort. And so it's so much that goes into that. But these healing journeys, Lord Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, like, it wasn't just my marriage that I was walking away. Like I said, I was walking away from my business, all the businesses. Like we had a rental property at one time. We had, a rental like Turo car business. Um, we had, my clothing business. I have a notary business that I like do on the side, like randomly, which I still have that, like that I took with me. But like my clothing store hurt. That one hurt. And, I feel like timing is everything because I had literally just re-signed like my lease for my office starting August 1st. And so like the end of June, I was like, nope, I have to close. So I had to go back and like tell them that no, I wasn't extending it. And oh, it was crazy. And then I had to move to my parents. So it was just very emotional. I think 2 months that I just was in shock. I think I was in shock. I actually was like out. I was just like, I was at peace for a while. And then, the emotional roller coaster of dealing with life. At the time, I also had been laid off in the end of May. So I wasn't working when I made this decision. I I just I just took the leap of faith, and I'm so fortunate that I had a place to move back with my parents. But, if you don't have that option, there's always a way. Still, there's always a way. And if you feel alone, you're not. Find a friend, find someone you can talk to. Someone in your network can help you. Like there's somewhere you can go. And so, I was fortunate that my parents let me move there, which was not where I wanted to be. I live at the beach now, but they live, 2 hours north in Central California, where it's like all the farmland is, right? Where I grew up in Bakersfield. And so, you know, I think it took me the 2 years to mentally prepare to do that.
Yeah. I got to go
Because that was always one of my biggest fears because like I never wanted to move back to my parents when I left. I've always wanted to be in LA. It's where my heart just beats. I love it here. There's beach, mountains, city, all the things, right? There's always something to do. And so I think it took me a while to mentally prepare that I was going to have to do that. And that was hard, that was hard. I'm going to get emotional. Um, watching them watch me hurt through that time.
Yeah. This podcast episode is brought to you by FemForce, the ultimate solution for entrepreneurs craving consistent professional content without the hassle. Say goodbye to content creation overwhelm and hello to streamlined process that delivers 50 to 60 stunning photos and short video clips in just 1 hour. With shoots held at Instagram-worthy locations across cities like Austin, Atlanta, Dallas, DC, Denver, Houston, Miami, Nashville, Phoenix, and Tampa, FemForce ensures you have fresh visuals to elevate your brand every month. Whether you're launching a new product, updating your website, or keeping your social media vibrant, FemForce Shoots has got you covered. Don't miss this game-changing opportunity to elevate your brand and finally get the content you deserve. I've got an exclusive code just for my listeners to get you started today. So you can stop waiting and start showing up like the boss you are. Click the link below and let FemForce Shoots bring your brand to life. I can, you just made me remember when all of my stuff started. And I remember because I'm not from here. So I'm originally from Georgia, but I'm a military brat. So I grew up all over, but my parents are in Florida. And I did not want to come here. I did not want to come here. I wanted to go home to be closer to my mom because I've always been I guess like on my own. But despite the feeling that I was feeling of not coming here, I came anyways. And then within 6 months, 7 months of me being here, my Lifetime movie started. Okay. So can you imagine if you didn't want to come here anyway? You went against your gut and now you're dealing with the shit, right? So it's like, oh my God. But I remember I picked up the phone and I called my mom and I was crying and I was like, I just need you to come here. Like, I can't even tell you everything that's happening. And I'm getting emotional. But I just
Yeah.
need you to come here. And my mom literally left work, booked a plane, and she was up here, like on the plane, in the middle of the night, to come here for me. And she cried. His parents cried. I mean, everybody was crying. Everybody was hurting. And so, yes, it is very difficult to go through that, but then have your mom cry for you
Yeah.
going, like, it definitely affected everybody. It affected all aspects.
It's funny because like, my mom is emotional about it, um, but she's so strong. Like she's the reason I'm so strong. It's funny. Like
These mamas, I tell you.
it's like ironic, right? It's
Yeah.
like you hurt for them. Like I'm not a mom, but you hurt for them and you see like I see it. And then it's like, but I'm strong because of you, mom. Like,
Yeah.
remember that. I like shake her. I'm like, remember you made me this way. You made me because I remember like I'm doing this for my happiness. Like, you know, without her, I wouldn't be living at the beach. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to just get back on my feet and do the things I needed to do to be where I wanted to be all along, where I felt like I had this kind of dead weight holding me back from where I wanted to be. And so, it's like God kind of planted me there for a reason to just like gain all her strength back and like, okay, now I can like leave the nest again.
I need you to refuel me. Yes.
Like,
Same thing.
like kind of situation. Like that's how I kind of feel. So I'm very grateful. Like I had the time with them too. Like my dad is retired and so I work remote most of the time. Um, so he's home all day, like all 7 days of the week, 365 days. Like, so, it was cool to just hang out with him. And, like, they kind of come from a different time, and I forget about that too. Like, I'm very techie, I work in tech. Um, I understand a lot of code and AI things, and I forget, like, I forget they come from a different time. So, it's always like testing my patience too. And part of the healing, right? Like patience has been a key thing that I've been working on. And, healing, you have to be patient because time doesn't go by any faster at any point. So,
Nope.
um, I think being there was like testing my patience. It's a slower pace of life than what I live here. I mean, at the beach, I live a pretty slow life, but my city, LA life, I'm always bouncing around and doing my thing and going to all my events and seeing all my friends. And, so it definitely was needed to just, like my therapist would say, learn to be still.
Oh
And
my
that has
Lord.
been extremely hard for me.
It was hard for me too. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. You want me to do what? Be by myself? What?
Yeah,
Understand what? Like,
when I left, she was like, you need to really just be still and, focus on yourself and just you. That's it.
yep. Yep.
Don't be dating people. Don't be in, nothing. She said, just focus on you. And so I did that. Like, that's what I did. I went to work. Well, I didn't go, but I worked and I worked out and I read my books and stayed to myself, found a group of people that I really enjoyed there. that I reconnected with some of the people and gained some life friends too that I didn't have, which has also been super healing because they have, different journeys, but we can all relate to some hard in life. And so it's been, I think, all of that from a positive journey, healing topic, if you will.
Yeah.
I think just me focusing on me and finding the right people to support that, and really being mindful of who I needed in that time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Eh, People got to understand that not everything is personal. When I kind of just dipped out from my life, went and hid for 9 months pretty much, like, and then popped back up. But people got to know, like, sometimes individuals need to go and just be by themselves to figure out what's going on to support a friendship or whatever. Like, it's not that I didn't want to talk to people or, it's just I needed to isolate myself from everything,
People,
everything.
yeah, and I understand that too. Isolation. And I'm really, really, even up until this day, I'm very, very, very particular about who I allow in my circle. I've learned that lesson through my healing process. So my circle's super duper tight, super, super, super tight. Not everyone can come in, but either you understand or you don't. So if I'm going on my healing journey and this is what I have to do in order for me to be well and sane and mentally right, it's what I have to do. If you don't understand it and you take it personal, well then we have some other things to talk
Yeah.
about and I don't have time to explain myself. Either you get it or you don't. And so I'm very particular about my circle, who I allow around me, especially with what I'm trying to build. I just can't. I just can't. And so I've learned so much in that. And even the framework that I teach, which is honesty, expression, awareness, and light, like that is how I operate. Being in an honest space, being, able to express myself, finding my voice, being aware of how I even operate, how I communicate with others, how I receive certain things, and then light being the Chi Quita Mack and really wanting to help other women as well. And so our journeys are crazy. We go through a lot, but it's important that we learn the lessons from that, and it's up to us what we do with it once we learn that lesson.
Exactly. Exactly. And like you mentioned something and I totally lost the thought of what you said. Um, but I think just through, all, like I said, I didn't want anything to be foul. I just wanted to take the lessons I learned and apply them to my life in the future and help others, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
find the light. And for me, I think, oh, you said about finding your voice. I remember now. I kind of lost who I was, even though I was like running this business based on like my personality and things, like really I lost who I was during that time. And I think that was trying, like, my type of expression was through my business and my healing and my positive, mindset is where I have refound myself, because who I am today is probably a piece of who I was before that relationship, where I was like strong minded, very like, like to people, where somehow like this person just kind of crept in and maybe I was love bombed. I don't know. I was young, like I said, I didn't ask the right questions. I was in a new city. I had just moved here. And so, um, you know, just young and dumb at the end of the day, and just not knowing. It wasn't that like people probably didn't try to tell me, but we don't listen. And so I just really wanted to take those lessons and just apply them forward and, really try to help people just know it's okay. Like, it's okay to change your mind and be respectful and mature about it. It doesn't have to be, foul.
Yeah.
It's not that one person did anything or anything, just people grow.
Yes. We grow. We are different people. I'm definitely not the same person I was when I was 18, 20s, and then now late 30s and going on 40. We're not going to go that far. But I'm definitely not the same person that I was. I've grown in so many different aspects of my life, whether it's, mother, relationship, business owner, all the things. And it's just life. It's just
I
life.
think it's easy too for people to get stuck not self-educating themselves, right? Like in any topic.
Yeah.
And then once you do that, it leads to other things, right? We know this. We know,
Yeah.
look at us. We have all these things moving and grooving, right?
Yeah.
Like we figured out one thing, we're like, oh, we could do the next.
Right. What's the next thing? Oh, okay.
We're like, but people don't even just on minimal life skills, even on just bettering yourself in one thing a day. Like I always tell my niece, find one new thing that you learn every day, right? Like one new thing. Like now you're looking for those one new things you're trying to learn every single day. And it doesn't have to self-educate doesn't mean reading a book. And yeah, that's great. But like at the grocery store, someone might like tell you a fact that you're like, and then you like go Google it and you're like, oh wow, I didn't know that, right? Like random things. But I always am just like about self-educating yourself on whatever it is, like anything. And that's growth every day. That's all it takes.
Yes. Step outside the box, learn, experience life, and just
Yeah.
really apply those lessons. I mean, we've got to apply those lessons. They're so important. They're so, so important.
Yes.
I don't know if you started yet, but I know you're going to write a book.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yes, we can. I haven't started yet, and really the reason why is because I really wanted to be in a mental space where I was healthy, right? And so it's going to be emotional to write the book,
Yep.
let alone like dealing with all the things I was dealing. And so the plan was to have it by the end of the year, somewhat writ. I got time.
You got time. We do have
Yeah.
time.
But I also don't have what the full topics what I want to talk about. I want to tell the story, yes, about my positive healing journey and more specifics on what I do daily, how my workout plans, do push me. Not everyone needs to have a strenuous workout plan, right? Obviously, but just, daily activity can just help impact your daily mood, right? I like to work out first thing in the morning, one, because it just, I'm done with it. But yet it makes me feel good right away. I'm getting that like serotonin. I also read books in the healing journey, so I want to talk a little bit about that. Not a big reader, so it's kind of like funny I'm writing a book too.
It's
But
okay.
like I want to tell the story and make sure to like I said, like let others know, not just women, but men too, that it's okay to leave. Like it really is. And I don't know, that might lead into other things. I also may write like a athlete type of book, and what that journey was like transitioning from a collegiate athlete to going into the working world where like I had never really been before. I know you have children that are athletes,
Yep.
and it's a big thing. Like you graduate college and
Now what?
I was like, now what? Like, I mean, I was managing a retail store, like I was an assistant manager, but I was like, that's not what I want to do my whole life. And trying to get a job with like not much experience of working, right? I had athletic experience and life skills and things, but like huge topic that I probably don't talk enough about. But I'd love to write a book about that to help young athletes understand the transition and again, trying to find yourself. Like I was this athlete and now I'm like no one. Same situation in my
Oh
life.
my
I was this person
gosh.
and now I'm like, I feel like I'm
We're
no one. Like,
evolving. We're evolving.
but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it really is that like you kind of lose this identity and both that time of my life and then this portion of my life very very similar feelings. Like when I graduated college, I had a hard time because I I'm very ambitious. Like you see it all the time. Like
Yep.
I'm a very ambitious person. If I have goals, I'm going to get that goal somehow, some way. I'm going to figure it out. And I didn't have control on who was hiring me. Like I couldn't just go play the sport and show them that I could like do the job, right? Like I couldn't just be like, just let me do the job one day and I'll show you. Like I couldn't do that. So applying, and at that time it was like everything was web based, right? You didn't walk in and give applications
Yeah.
either. Like today, you apply online and LinkedIn most of the time. But, we were switching to like more web-based applications. And so again, you had to know people. All about networking. Well, I didn't network when I was young, which
Yeah.
I network now. Like I try to know as many people
People as
as I
possible.
can because you never know when you need to like have someone on a podcast or do your web design or,
Yes.
whatever it is, like get a job because now you need to go back to work in the corporate world. Like, like all these things, like you just never know what life is going to bring. So just having, that network, like I could go on and on about things in the book that I could talk about that I did for my positive healing journey and probably write a book on each one of those topics, like honestly.
I think I told you before, like, you'll know when it's time to write the book. Like, before you know it, you're writing and then you're done. You're like, holy crap, I just wrote a book. Like,
Yeah, I'll
so,
probably be like sitting on the beach one day and just like, oh, or
it's
like in
here.
my phone, like just voice memoing the
Yeah,
whole thing,
seriously. So,
letting like AI just type it for me.
done.
Yeah,
But like I said, it's going to come out and it'll come out when it's ready.
yeah,
Absolutely. I want to thank you so much for being a part of the Beauty in You podcast and for trusting me with your journey and sharing it with me. Like, I really, really appreciate that. I take this very seriously and I'm watching you as always. I'm watching you grow. I'm watching you become the best, even better version of yourself and just keep going.
yeah. I can say I've come a long way, and
Mhm.
I watch you as well all the time
Thank
and
you.
where you're at and what are you doing. And I played sports, so I love watching your children like do their thing and you guys traveling all over. Like I love that. I didn't travel as an athlete really like younger. I played volleyball and softball, but in college we traveled. But as
Yeah.
as a young athlete, that would have been so cool to just go
Listen,
all over the place, and I
my
would have.
son right now is in the Virgin Islands. I took him to the airport this morning.
That's right. I wondered where
Yeah,
he was
I was
going.
like, bye, son. And my daughter will be in Houston on Sunday. So, yeah, I just think it's important to give them those experiences. I ran track in college up until I had Trey. So, it's so important to give it back to them. But
Yeah,
yes,
life
so
experience, as we talk about often,
yes,
right? Thank
absolutely.
you so much for having me. I want to say that, and it's an honor, honestly. And I hope we meet in person one day. I don't want to fly out there in the winter, but if there's like a good time, let me know.
I know. I'm like, when am I going to be closer to you?
Or yeah,
I
if you're
think that
gonna be on my side
I'm
of
going
the
to
coast,
be,
like let me know.
I'll be in Reno.
Mm, when?
September and then March. So, we'll have to see how we can make that work. That's like the closest I'm going to get right now.
Okay. Like a little
Which is
hopper plane
hop,
up
hop.
to Reno, so not bad.
Yeah. So, can you tell the audience where they can find you and connect with you and watch your journey?
Yes, I'm on Instagram. My handle is only_1_Bree. And I think on Facebook, it's only one Bree. There's no underscores. TikTok, it's only one Bree.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. I'll be sure to link all her socials in the show notes. And all right, you guys, until next time.
Thank you so much.
Bye.